I know some of y'all just chipping on my hairstyle right now. So I didn't know that hair was this high. Believe it or not, it was actually twice higher like this time last year. And then until I had to cut it to do some collaboration. But that's a different story. I hope you guys are enjoying your Thursday afternoon so far. Usually I would say welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. But considering the current situation of this quarantine of social social, social isolation and other stuff, it's fair to say that football has been on a downturn for the worse because there are a lot of Manchester United fans and football supporters and football fanatics that since they haven't had they haven't watched live football unless it's some classic games from long ago, like 1 year, 2 years ago. They just losing it. For example, someone was saying on Twitter that I think Bruno Fernandes is better than Kevin De Bruyne and Rashford is better than Mbappe, Sadio Mane, and Mbappe is. But I'm like, bro, see, this is not football related. I'm going to mention at this point, but it's like I saw. Let me say this straight. It's like I saw this meme. No, I want to small arms yeah. It's like I saw this. It's like I saw this meme on Instagram, and it was saying day 37 of quarantine, and the person said Wendy Williams is so sexy as fuck. I'm like, what? Wendy Williams, like, bro, that's like I rather see a polar bear in a wig or something. Like Wendy Williams, seriously? Um, yeah, but I'm saying like since people are not watching live football, and speaking of that, I'm getting to that just in a second. Yeah, I mean people are just yip yapping, because people have a Twitter account and have a mouth, so I guess they should just run their mouth, right? Because they are free to do so, right? Um, few things before I get into my main podcast for today. On this day in 2018, Arsene Wenger, actually probably yesterday, Arsene Wenger called quits at Arsenal. Well, I personally think he was sacked, as I think the board went up to him. No, the board won't go up to the manager. The manager have to go to the board because the board is in charge and they have authority. So the board said to Wenger, say, yo, you've been here for like 22 years, we get that. But you're not the Arsene Wenger of old, you're getting old. You need to call it quits anytime at Arsenal. You're getting old. And Arsene Wenger is like I think I have a lot some more energy in the tank just to get an FA Cup. Arsene Wenger and FA Cup on fourth place. That's the most cliche things in captivity. Um, yeah. So personally, I think he was sacked, but just to play it off, cause he say, you know what, I'm just retiring. I'm just retiring. I've won you a golden Premier League trophy. I deserve a good send off and not just to be sacked and be thrown in the cold like cold turkey. I do not deserve that. And the CEO probably, I think it's what's Arsenal's chairman again? I don't even remember. He said, you know what, you might have a point, Arsene. Let's go with your point. Let's give you a vote of thanks parade. Yeah. And then you are dismissed. We don't want you to be associated with Arsenal yet again. Leave from Arsenal premises, property, and playground, and just go to France or go elsewhere, retire from football, whatever. We don't care. Bye bye. Okay. Okay, Arsenal. Okay, buddy. Bye bye. So that's the first piece of news we have. The other piece of news is that I don't want to. Let me check on the screen. Yes, football in Germany. And I'm not one. I don't really like German football that much, but Bundesliga. I think that's the name of the league. Bundesliga is bound to resume on the 18th, the 15th or the 18th of this month, because apparently the COVID-19 is passing through a storm. Well, the COVID-19 is a storm and it's passing Germany, and things are set to loosen up now. It's the lockdown is about to be lifted, so football will resume, at least in Germany. And some news from Andreas Pereira, of all people, stated that Manchester United will start training on the 15th. Yeah, get the Bundesliga date and the Man United date kind of misconstrued or mixed up. But it's somewhere belong along those lines. At the 15th, they'll start training. Of course, they have to be suited and booted with a mask on, and they have to be um, notification. They have to be tested or something. Again, I don't know because I'm no vaccine doctor, but you have to understand that football, yeah, we love football and football is coming back, and that's a good thing. Um, Speaking of Bayern, no, not Bayern. Well, the reason I say Bayern is because Bayern is the only dominant force in German football. Everybody knows that. Bayern is set to appoint their former striker Klo, Klose, Miroslav Klose, the poacher, the world class poacher that used to play for Lazio, Bayern, of course, and Germany is about to be Bayern's appointed assistant coach. So that should be interesting for you Bayern fans out there. Now this video shouldn't be long. I usually say that and it just end up being like 30 to 40 minutes or something. But it shouldn't be a long video because I want to touch base with a debate that's been haunting a lot of football fans for the past almost 2 decades now. And I think it's a decade I should not a decade, a debate I should put to the surface or place on the table, so we can serve and eat it because these players are on the brink of retiring. And of course, you guessed it, it would be Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. In the world of business, we think of debates against who is the better business person or business what the fuck what's the name again? Business business brand or fragrance as you would like. For example, we have KFC, we have Burger King, we have Nike, we have Adidas, unless you're a Puma fan. We have Messi, we have Ronaldo, we have Pele, we have Maradona, uh, we have Christ, we have the devil, we have good, we have bad, we have fat, we have slim, and the list goes on and on and on. So there's always a controversy of what's black and what's white, and there's no common ground. There's no I'm on the fence type of decision. That's out of the question. It's whether you're black or, for example, based on Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, a lot of persons have been saying, well, I think Messi is better. I think Cristiano Ronaldo is better. And you have a few guys. I wouldn't say I'm in that category because I just like watching football. But there's some guys, a small percentage, of course, on the tip of the iceberg that say, let us just appreciate and anticipate these football living legends. They are not going to live forever. In football, at least. In football, at least. Let me just correct that. They're going to play football forever. There's always a short span when playing football. Football isn't like playing for 30 years. I think an Asian guy is still playing football and he's like in his 50s, so I think he can just nip that in the bud. That's like, mm-mm. Um, so Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. This is what I would say, bro. Messi, let's start with Messi because he's a shorter one. Messi's, in terms of personality, I would say Messi is more of the more quiet ones. He's a good guy, doesn't create trouble. And Messi, when he was smaller, he suffered a hormonal disease which would I think it's a disease from the pituitary gland which is in the head. Again, I'm no endocrine doctor, but he was suffering from a hormonal dysfunction which would stop his growth in terms of his height. And again, you guys can correct me in the comment sections below. Correct me in the comment sections below of what he was suffering from at the time. But that didn't stop Messi from being a player he became, because at the time, even at a small age and stage, people were saying, you know what, this guy is going to be some player. He's going to be some player. He might be small, but he's going to be some player. And he's from Buenos Aires in Argentina. I hope I get that right. Um and of course he came from a poor background, but I'm not going to go in a eulogy because he's not dead on anything. But I just wanted to say from his background, you have to understand Messi didn't live this feel hostile type from the Crosby era where everything was good and glam and groovy and rosy on our buttery and toasted bread. Nah, things you could say Messi lived a below average life. And if you think that was worse, Ronaldo probably suffered even more because Ronaldo Ronaldo was living in poverty. He's from Madeira. I think that's an island near Portugal, or that's a Portugal island. But you guys can correct me in the comment section. And his family was struggling, but he thought he could make ends meet by playing football, having a football at his feet. And he was promoted. No, he was thrown into the deep end with the Academy of Sporting Lisbon, and he went through the ranks. He played for the first team, and of course, people weren't calling Ronaldo. You saying this guy is going to be the best thing in football in the next 10 years, 20 years. And I don't know. People weren't saying that about Cristiano. They were saying he was a talent, but to go at the highest level in football, nobody saw that coming. For Messi, you could arguably say that Messi was showing potentials and tendencies of being a top player, because there was this small excerpt I saw in a video of him dribbling past players, like when he was like this guy was probably like half of my leg, like probably right here, son, and he was beating players for pace and dribbling skills and scoring. So he was basically leaving people's ass on fire on the floor when he was a smaller player, when he was at a small age. And then, of course, Messi didn't have the funds to go to a top club. So a few scouts from Barcelona snatched him up without getting lengthy. And in his first season, Messi scored a very good goal. I think Ronaldinho assisted him and Messi chipped the ball over the goalkeeper. And you could say that was the best player at the time, handing his crown to the prince at the time, saying, this boy is going to take my crown, he's going to take my number 10, which he did. He's going to take my crown, which he did, and he's going to be the best Barcelona player ever, which he is. For Cristiano Ronaldo was at Sporting. He was coming through the ranks, but he wasn't the player you could say, this guy is going to be some great lad when he's playing football at the top club. People were saying weren't like that. But this is what differentiated and delineated Messi from Ronaldo. Mentality. Mentality. And that is ooh, look at this. Talk about getting in shape for quarantine. Yeah, it's all about mentality, G. It's all about mentality, G. Because people like one of the main questions people would ask in football, what makes a great player? What makes a great player? Well, you have to be Hope I don't come with the coronavirus at this late stage. Um, I'm too young for that. Yeah, I mean, in order to be a great player, you need to have great leadership. That's one check mark. You have to have great mentality, check mark. That's good. You have to have great technical ability, check mark. That's three. You have to be a team's player, check mark. That's four. You have to be selfish at times, check mark. That's five. And list goes on and on and on and on and on. But this is what I would delineate, differentiate Messi from Ronaldo. I'll start with Messi because again he's the shorter player and he's the younger player, so you have to the children have to lead at some point, right? So Messi, at first, you could say Messi's top quality is that he's a very technical, he's a very technical player. He's very good at passing, very good at dribbling, very good at free kicks, i.e., set pieces, and very good at shooting, which you could say is intertwined with set pieces. Not really, but yeah. So you could say, and ball control, six. Very good ball control. And that would separate and differentiate from Ronaldo because Ronaldo, damn, what's my throat? Um, you have to understand that Ronaldo, although he was an explosive player, especially when he was at Manchester United, he didn't have world class ball control like Lionel Messi. And one could argue, well, he wasn't sure like Lionel Messi and he doesn't have the center of gravity like Lionel Messi. That too is true, but you have to understand that, I mean, you're good as is. And I wouldn't even knock Ronaldo because he's, I mean, Ronaldo is not even tall, fam. He's like 6'1". He's like 6'1". Messi, Neymar is like about 6 foot. And Neymar has world class ball control. World class. So how can you if your argument is that well Ronaldo is not a ball control player like Messi because he's tall. How can you explain that when Neymar is tall himself? That don't even make sense. But Ronaldo in terms of his qualities, so let me just go over. Messi, alright, top five. Ball control in terms of technical abilities of course. Ball control, finishing, dribbling, passing, and I could say his football IQ. So those I would say is his top five qualities. For Ronaldo, mentality, elite mentality. Two, confidence. Three, physical prowess. Four, physical ability like headering in the air. His physical prowess, which would lead me back to number three. So you could say that's a small fraction of number three. Four would be finishing, world class finishing, and in his prime, his dribbling. So I would say those are going back to the delineations. I would say that would be Ronaldo's top five qualities and Messi's top five qualities. Now, this is what separates Ronaldo from Messi. Like I said, Messi is more of the quiet guy. He's a nice guy. He's a very good guy. Although I never speak to him, I wish I could, but I don't know fluent Spanish. Um, but yeah, you could say Messi is more of the he just speaks with a ball at his foot. Because Messi is a big bad boy when he has the ball at his foot. So you could say that's when he's speaking. He speaks with the ball at his feet. Ronaldo on the different side of other flip side of the coin. Ronaldo speaks with his mouth in the press, in interviews, and he speaks on the pitch. He speaks on the pitch. For example, when not Barcelona, when Atletico Madrid was going to play the second leg against Juventus at the Old Ladies Stadium, there were a lot of Atletico fans saying, Ronaldo needs to stop crying. Atletico are through to the next round. Atletico are through to the next round. He should take his defeat and he should stop sulking. He should stop crying. Ronaldo is a big crying baby. And Cristiano was like, "Hey, I've won five champion. I think it's five Champions League titles. So, hold on, when are United? Yeah, five, five." Ronaldo was like, "Yo, I have won five Champions League. Y'all have none. I have more goals in the Champions League than you as a club do. So you need to shut the hell up. I'm a better player than your club. I'm better than any player that played for Atletico Madrid, your club. So you just need to keep quiet. Five Champions League, I'm gonna knock you all out in this game. Watch me." And voila, he scored a world class. I wouldn't say it's a world class hat trick because one was a penalty and penalties. But he scored a hat trick and Atletico were out. Out, out, out. This is the difference between mentality. Messi Messi's Barcelona, let me set this straight. Messi's Barcelona was going to defend their lead in the second round against Liverpool. Barcelona is going to play against Liverpool at Anfield. Well, I call it Anfield, but it's basically Anfield. Because basically Ansness before the game starts. Everybody's making noise, everybody's all around the place. But I digress. Of course, the logical thing was for Barcelona to defend their lead. Because again, Barcelona was leading by 3 goals to nil. Liverpool didn't get an away goal or anything. Barcelona had 3 goals to nil. That was their first lead, first leg lead. And without getting lengthy, bro, Liverpool threw them over like a dashboard. Threw them over 4-0 at home. 4-0 at home. And Messi was the captain for Barcelona. Ronaldo wasn't the captain for Juventus. And this is why a lot of persons say hard work and mentality defeats talent. Now I'm on the fence, I'm on the edge with this because talent can take you so far. But if you don't maximize your talent, I may say of course has maximized his talent, but if your mentality is not coherent with your talent, bro, what the fuck just came up on my screen? Anyway, if your talent doesn't match with your mentality, bro, then you're just an average player. You're just an average Joe Schmo. At least on the big stage, you're just an average Joe Schmo. And that's what Messi has been for the past 5 years since they've won the Champions League. Ever since the leadership of Xavi and Iniesta, I won't even say Iniesta because Iniesta doesn't strike me as a leader type of player. I would say that's more like a Xavi or a Carlos Puyol thing. But with Xavi leaving when Barcelona won the Champions League, there was no big leader unless it was Gerard Piqué that would tell the fuck that would tell this side, hey, we need to defend our lead from the first leg and beat these scumbags, these rascals in the second leg. And that is why Roma beat Barcelona 2 years ago in the Champions League because they didn't have the mentality. Messi, you have to understand that Messi is not a leadership type of player. Never go to Messi for leadership. Messi is not a player for leadership. Because the thing with Messi is that whenever he loses or his side gets knocked out, he plays this passive aggressive behavior. Because I think I read where Pep Guardiola said when Barcelona got knocked out by Chelsea, Messi didn't even talk to him like for 3 days, even in training. Dude, what's that, dude? That's like some passive aggressive behavior. The difference with Ronaldo is that Ronaldo speak. He self-prophesied what would happen. He said he's going to knock out. And this is not the first time. This is not the first time. Because funnily enough, about this time 3 years ago, Barcelona got knocked out. Not Barcelona. Real Madrid knocked out Atletico Madrid with a Ronaldo hat trick. with a hat trick in the Champions League at the Bernabeu. Now there are some guys that would say, there were offside goals, or some critics would say, "Oh, those are cheap goals." But cheap goals get in the next round, doesn't it? Goals are goals, doesn't it? Do you rather to score no goals or score cheap goals? Which one is it? Which one? Excuse me. Which one advances you to the next round? No goals or goals? So yeah, you could say in terms of technical ability, Messi, that is where Messi can say, "Hey, I'm the player that is the run up in this pitch. I have the best technical abilities than any other player, at least in comparison to Cristiano Ronaldo." Messi's mindset, bro, and that is why Messi fails miserably for Argentina. Again, I'm not going to go in no rant because this is not a rant video. This is why Messi fails miserably for Argentina. Look at the players that play for Argentina. We have Sergio Aguero, Gonzalo Higuain, which is a very good striker, and I don't care what anybody wants to say about Higuain. Higuain is a world-class striker. World-class striker. He's a world-class player. He's a world-class striker. You have Angel Di Maria. You have Carlos Tevez, who hasn't been playing for Argentina for a long time, but I'm talking about the talent. Paulo Dybala, Mascherano, Mercado at right back, Rojo, Otamendi, and of course Romero. So you are telling me those players aren't good enough to win a Copa America? We have sides like Chile beating Argentina for Copa America. What's this? What's this? Messi is not a mentality player from. You have to understand that. Messi. I'm not saying Messi doesn't is not lacking confidence because no player that lacks confidence is beating five players at one time and scoring at the other end. I'm saying he lacks mentality, elite mentality. I think personally, this is my opinion, and I want to hear what you guys think. I think the reason why Ronaldo has elite mentality is because of the things he was experiencing in England. You have to understand. Like I see some posts on football pages on Instagram and Facebook pages saying when Ronaldo was at Manchester United, he was not a hated player. But I know you know what kind of look I'm giving you right now. Some of y'all just don't get it, bro. Some of y'all just don't get it, bro. This is the reason. Again, this is my opinion, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. The reason why Messi doesn't have the mentality equipments like Cristiano Ronaldo is because in England, you have to understand that Ronaldo was getting shit since he was like 18, 19, 20. Ronaldo was getting a lot of low back from away fans and even up until he had this spit and spat with Rooney in the World Cup from even his own supporters in England. So you have to understand that whenever you're getting criticism, especially harsh criticism from the press, from your own fans, from your own fans, from the away fans, which are England supporters, and from journalists, you have to develop thick skin and you have to develop strong backbone, and toughness, mental toughness at least, to continue to play well. Because I believe that Messi has been given, has been spoon fed all his life. Spoon fed all his life with a silver spoon by top players. And of course, Ronaldo has had top players, but Ronaldo had to do the dirty work against tough defenders like Sol Campbell, Jonathan Woodgate, uh, Kieran, I think Tony Adams was playing at the time. Tony Adams, um, what's that Arsenal defender name again? Keown, Keown, Martin Keown, and other top defenders in the dude. You can't. If you were playing, if you were a youngster at the time, and you were playing in the Premier League at that time, like in 2003, 2004, best believe that you have broken your foot, especially if you're a winger trying to pass these players with your dribbling ability or pace. Because those defenders don't take shit. They don't take shit. They don't take anything. So if you're trying to beat those types of players, if you are young, they're going to put you in your place. They're going to put you in your place. Messi has been playing for La Liga, playing in La Liga. He prefers to play in La Liga than for La Liga. But Messi has been playing in La Liga for like almost 2 decades now. So you have to understand that the La Liga is not as strong, at least defender wise, like in the prime Premier League, like in the early noughties, like you're thinking of 2003, 2004, 2005, straight up to 2008 straight. When you have that blowback and criticism from journalists, the press, the away fans, which are most likely English supporters, and even from your own supporters, you have to develop thick skin, not fat skin. You have to develop thick skin and strong backbone to override and superside from that criticism. And that is why Ronaldo has strong mentality. A lot of people call him arrogant. A lot of people call him cocky. A lot of people call him overconfident. Well, I mean, it's better if you're overconfident than not confident. At least if you ask me. If you want to play this nice good boy facade to get the betterment and play this good boy role to get the betterment of your supporters and of away supporters and not be getting backlash from the press and from journalists, then that's all good. But that's not going to develop your thick skin. I believe Messi has fragile skin, not thick skin, not thick skin, not thick skin. Ronaldo has thick skin. Ronaldo has a strong ego, not a big ego, a strong ego. When Ronaldo said he's the best player in the last 20 years, he didn't mean it in literacy. He's saying that, hey, I'm confirming that I am the best player in the last 20 years to ever grace football. One can argue that is not true, and that might be true, but that's his mentality. You would never hear Messi say, hey, I'm better than Maradona, I'm the best player to ever grace Argentina or Barcelona. Messi's like, hey, you know what? I'll let the numbers do the talking. I mean, look at my numbers, man. I have the most goals in La Liga. I have the most goals in free kicks. No, I think Ronaldo has the most free kicks in La Liga. But I think Messi is going to be that at some point. But I have the most goals for Argentina. I have the most goals for Barcelona. I'm the best player to ever grace the La Liga. I mean, those numbers show me that I'm the best player, right? Right? And I was like, screw that, bro. I'm the best player up in this bitch. Numbers are not. I'm the best player up in this bitch. I can give me 10 woods, 10 piece of woods, and I'll give you the Champions League. Drops mine. That's Ronaldo's mentality, bro. You see, when you're lacking some or you're deficient in technical ability, like Ronaldo is in ball control, dribbling, at least at this age, your mentality has to compensate for that deficiency. You know what I mean? Messi compensates for his mentality with his technical ability. You know what I mean? So, in terms of leadership, Messi doesn't have no leadership. Ronaldo does have leadership. Bro, Ronaldo won the EuroLeague, not the EuroLeague, Euros 26, the Euros 2016 with Portugal. And one can argue, well, he didn't do anything in the final. That too, actually he did something in the final. A lot of people might call it cheerleading, but he was leading from the sideline with his manager. He was putting players in their places from the sideline. He was not just going to sit. He was not just going to sit. on the bench and say, he's not going to do it. He's going to say, bro, good try, but next time, be the player, beat him, pass the ball, and let the striker score. Like he was dictating, like he's the choir director, he's some composer. Do you know what I mean? Like he's some 1980s director of this big orchestra or band. He was just dictating and I wouldn't say manipulating, but he was dictating and demonstrating how the players should play. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. So again, I'm going to do a part two, but you have to understand that in terms of mental ability, that is, in terms of technical ability, that's Lionel Messi. Messi can win your game on his own. Ronaldo can win your game on his own through his ability, but the difference is you have to support Ronaldo. Ronaldo's legs is declining slowly but surely. But Ronaldo still have pace, but you have to understand Ronaldo is not the dribbler he once was when he was at Manchester United. And that's why I would say Ronaldo was a complete package when he was at Manchester United. He had the technical ability, but his ball control and dribbling wasn't as good as Lionel Messi, as you guys put it, because of center of low center, because he didn't have low center of gravity, and that is true. But he could shoot, he could dribble, he could pass, he could score, he could take free kicks. His mentality was on a silver platter as it is now. His confidence on cloud nine at the same time. So you have to understand that for even for Messi, Messi was had technical ability and potentiality, but if he doesn't have that mentality, consequently, is not going to be the same with his mentality and technical ability. It's just not. It's just not. So you can say Ronaldo mentality, Messi technical ability. I'm not going to say, well, Ronaldo has more free kicks than Messi, or Ronaldo has more goals than Lionel Messi. See another thing, bro. See, I don't want to open a new can of worms. I'll leave that for part two. But I'm going to talk in my part two why Messi does not leave Barcelona despite their allegations and suggested um, suspicion that he was leaving Barcelona to go to greener pastures. Leave Barcelona to go to greener pastures. That's BS, bro. That's BS beyond belief. I'm going to talk to why Ronaldo goes to different clubs and make a name for himself, but Messi stays in the comfort confines, the comfort confinements of Barcelona, and gets easy pay and doesn't get criticism. Stick with me in my second portion of the Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo debate. I'll show it you in the next podcast.